All right, welcome back to Absolute Batman. How much do I love Absolute Batman? These next this arc is insane. And Bane, menace. This guy is nuts. So last time, issue 7 and 8, we saw Mr. Freeze. Batman tried to stop him. He lost, but so he just ran away. Now, Wayland was captured. We'll get into that in a minute. So, hopping in. Remember to leave a comment, like, subscribe. So we're at Bialia. We have two leaders meeting together to have a peace treaty. It's like I'm dreaming. My grandfather died at Sharita, my father at Aldoa. Omar, I am so sorry. But it's all right because today we honor all the lives lost by saying, it's enough. We can announce tomorrow, Kondak and Korak are no longer enemies, but partners. Kondak is pretty cool. We can nationalize the Silica Mine, and together we begin to heal our lands. Thank you, Omar. Peace is a legacy. No, it's our legacy. Today, a century of war finally ends. No more blood shed. And a big, tall man walks in. This guy's got to be like 9 feet tall, because Bruce is already tall. This guy's way taller. He's so tall, in fact, he actually busts through the door. Forgive me for interrupting. Who are you? I admit, I was genuinely elated when I heard whispers of these peace talks, which is why I was so crushed to hear about their breakdown. When one of you betrayed the other in this room, killing him and plunging your countries back into war. So, I just can't remember. Which one of you did that again? You think you could just threaten us? Omar lost his sons. This is bigger than... I'll do it. What? And then he kills the other guy. So, this is Bane. Whoa, amazing introduction, by the way. This guy is a menace. So let's get into who Bane is. Original comic Bane is the man who broke the bat. And that's kind of all he did. He loves that. We can talk about the recent Tom King stuff where he killed Alfred. I don't like talking about that. I like Alfred, but Alfred's been dead for like 6 years now. But Alfred was born in a prison. I mean, not Alfred was born in a prison. Bane was born in a prison. And then from there, he grew up in the prison, escaped, loving his mother, and then he was like, oh, I'm going to break the bat. In this, we'll get into Bane's origin, or the hearsay of his origin, and man, it's tough, but this is Bane. He's got venom injected into him, as you can see from the tubes, but that doesn't mean he's using it right now. That's just how he naturally is. And Bane is an intelligent person. Like, he is really smart. Not as smart as Batman, but he's pretty good. He's up there. And this one is no dummy either. Absolute Bane is probably just Bane on steroids. Literally. Listen, Omar, later today, you'll give a speech declaring an escalation of operations. My employers, so somebody owns Bane. They know this might be difficult for your people to accept, but they really believe in your leadership skills, Omar, as do I. After all, as students of history, you and I both know there's no real legacy in treaties. In fact, one of my favorite quotes comes from the ancient king from this valley, Sargon of the Arcadian Empire, 23rd century BC. Peace, he said, is the pretty pictures we draw over the ever-warring stars. Beautiful, isn't it? Feel free to use that in your speech today. Forgive me, I have to take this. Gotham City? I'm on my way. So who employs Bane is the question. We saw Absolute Joker, so that guy is who obviously owns Bane. Welcome to Abomination Part 1. This, small section is monstrous. But now we talk with Pennyworth. He was supposed to lay low, but I return from my trip and find him acting like a man possessed. His friend Waylon Jones has been missing for 2 weeks, and in that time, Batman has been ever waging war on Gotham's underworld. I want to tell him to stop, but I know better than that. What's left of the Maronis, the Falcones, no one is spared. Last night, he took down so many of their people that the hospital actually had run out of ambulances. At which point, they started using ride shares until they ran out of those too. There was even a story about one intrepid EMT ferrying the injured in a rickshaw. Fuck the Batman! Dick Grayson is the EMT. So, Scott Snyder said that we will see all of the Robins besides Damian, because it doesn't make sense for him to have a kid. Damian Wayne, not going to see that guy. So we will see at least Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown. I think that might be it. Carrie Kelly's alt world, so that doesn't really make sense. But we have seen talks of the Red Hood gang already, so I assume Jason's part of that. Dick Grayson is that EMT right there, so I wonder how everybody will be doing their thing. Last night, I finally asked him, "Kid, what are you going to do when you run out of enemies?" And we see Barbara still has the bat mask, actually. Harvey says it's temporary, state of emergency measures, but every day the force adds some new armored. "Hey, Dad, let me call you back. I got to eat dinner." Officer Gordon, I need your help." And then she goes and meets Batman. So at the zoo, Batman sits there. Batman, where is he? Not so fast. Can I have your why? He's my friend. I've seen you. You're actually a good cop. Tell me who took Waylon Jones and tell me where they took him to. And she gives him the file on it. He is at Arkham. The file says breaking the city lockdown. It makes no sense. Ever more confusing, Gotham Municipal already claimed his property intimate domain. Why would they do that unless they know he's not coming back? So here we have the not-so-Justice League of Alfred, Batman, Riddler, Ozzy, and Harvey Dent. So they're meeting Pennyworth for the first time. But Pennyworth goes into what is going on. The Arcs, as we fear, as we know, there are 12 others around the world. Functionally, they're black sites, but there are rumors of very bad things happening in them. Abominable things. Freeze said something about a snowfall preparing the city, making people somehow, whatever that is, get ready. We need to get out. And Harvey says, whatever this has been, it's been happening for a while. Like in the 1800s, there was some kind of hospital on the island. When the place burned down in the 30s, JK Industries bought the land. Private records show they've been working on the site ever since, digging, bringing in materials. Whoever these arcs are for, it all begins and ends with this one. From what we can tell, the new structure still uses most of the piping and ventilation from the original, which means we have a way in. But I'll need Cyber Eddie, something that can knock out eyes, lock alarms. Can you make something like that? Of course, how you insult me. And then once I get out, we need to keep Waylon safe. I can get witness protection program. You can get to Metropolis. We can get a better reach. What are we doing? Let's all just move to Metropolis. Like, this is fucking nuts. Which I agree with. No, I agree with Ozzy. This is insane. And Bruce says, all I wanted to do is be Batman. This is fucking Batman if you wanted to join. You wanted to join, so we got to save our friend. So the plan is bust into Arkham through the vents, steal Waylon, get out, and then basically let him go on his free way, make sure that he's safe. Is that plan going to work? Probably not. What a terrible plan. But we get into flashback mode. This is Bruce with Catwoman. So they do end up dating, and they're doing it on top of money. Oh my goodness. That's the dream right there. But this is mostly to show Waylon and Bruce's relationship as they're best friends. Like, this is, imagine Blue and Gold. What a terrible, terrible thing. Imagine Bruce and, I don't know where I was going with this. They're best friends. They're a duo. I should have Ted Cord on the brain. Oh, I love Ted Cord. Anyways, they open up the door. Bruce, is that you? Waylon, what are you doing? You could have just called or texted. And then he's like, hey, this couldn't fit in a text, Selita, because I got the fight. That's amazing. You got the fight against Bilbo Babowski. This is like the third time we've seen this guy, by the way. So that's the guy that got folded like a chair by Black Mask just randomly. So Waylon wants Bruce to train him. You want me to train you? Wait, you work with a dozen guys better than me? That makes no sense. Why do you want me to train you? Well, because you're my best friend. So stop asking questions. You're on Team Croc. Let's go, champ. So this is why Bruce wants to save him. Because it's his best friend. So Bruce puts the comms on. Pennyworth says, I got something to tell you, but he doesn't. He's going to regret that by a lot. Like a lot. I need to go. All right. Comms are on. Let's go out there. So Pennyworth narrates. He's moving quickly, darting through the maze of waterways. In less than an hour, he's inside the main cavern. 30 minutes later, he's at the old shaft. I guide him up, past the past junctions, the dead ends, higher and higher, and then he's at the main pipeline, the throat. He's in, really in, and for a moment, I fool myself into thinking like him, that this will work out, that he can get in and get out, but then he makes a call. All right, Pennyworth, I'm at the entry point. What? That's not true. Like, you're way too low, but I can see lights, so I have to be here. Kid, I'm telling you, according to the blueprints, you're still 100 meters beneath the prison. And then we see the real Arc M. It's like a giant city of just prison cells. Oh, yeah, like, you're fucked, dude. If you're in that shit, you're done. Like, I don't know. Waylon, you're done. Sorry, boss. And so Pennyworth goes on. A sudden flash of guilt hits me. I call out to him and he drops in. Bruce, wait. But he can't hear me. Why didn't you say what you really wanted to earlier? You're an old fool. Instead of saying good luck, what if it had made a difference? You should have just warned him. Warned him that in England at SIS, you learned your worst fear was true. That everything happening here in Gotham is part of connecting to the bigger thing. A terrible thing. You should have talked to him because you've been right where he is now. You know what it's like to think you can save them, the ones you care about, your brothers in arms, only to find out that you can't, to see them become strangers. Even now, you remember what it's like to have that faith, to believe the fight is a series of battles, campaigns of strategy and geography, something quantifiable, because you don't understand yet, and you don't see that you've crossed over, that this one isn't a war anymore, but the war. The one behind the others, the one with no rules, the one that never ends, ancient as stone and fresh as baby's blood. You could have talked to him because you remember exactly what it feels like that first time, when you finally see it, when you finally understand what you're up against. Let's narrate this down. This is the big battle. The reason he came back to Gotham is because this is part of his main mission. The picture he's holding, that is Deathstroke and Pennyworth. I think we'll see Deathstroke in Absolute Green Arrow, but I won't get into that because I know nothing about that run and it hasn't even started yet. There's been like no news. So Bruce hops in and calls Pennyworth, but he is excommunicated. He can't hear him anymore. He's too below. We see what looks to be Man-Bat. You look at it, it looks back like he's coming face to face with some ancient beast crawling up through time. A god, maybe the only god. But for the first time, I hear fear in his voice. I'm not there. No one is ever there with you in the moment. You're alone. You and the monster. So Bane walks up, kicks him down. Go on. It's okay. You can advance now. Bruce is hitting him with all the stops. Stabs him with his cape. Bane pulls out all the stops, all the finger action, and basically just stops Bruce in his tracks. It's all right. Focus. You have another arm. He stops that arm from working. Hey, man, you still got your legs, though. Use your legs. Fuck you. Bane takes out another leg, and then another leg, and Bruce says, oh my good, dude. Is that all you got? I only need one leg to kick your ass, you juiced up. Juiced up, dude. I ain't juiced up. This is what I normally look like. Like, what an insult. And then he does juice up. Oh my God. What are you? Well, you can call me Bane. Welcome to your new home, friend. Let's get you prepped for surgery. Oh, you're fucking cooked. If I saw this beast. So he's holding Bruce in one hand. Bruce is like 7 feet tall. Bane has to be at least 20, 25 feet. Like he is like small Godzilla and just pure muscle. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so thank you for watching. We will hop in to Absolute Batman. I'm probably going to keep grinding through Absolute Batman just so that we can get this out of the way because I want to catch up. So, peace out. Thank you.